Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Redline Radio and home of our original studio. Now the home of Talking About Balls, the best show at Redline Radio. They have two convenient locations. East side, call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off of your purchase.
Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the old home for Talking About Balls, state-of-the-art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services has over 7 years of experience with taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, give Lisa a call today at 234-334-7547.
Voted #1 remote guest by all of America at Dynatech. Talking About Balls. We're here to tell you that Dynatech is the best. As testified by many satisfied customers, their diamond saw blades are the fastest cutting and longest lasting. Customer satisfaction is how they measure success. Their engineers are always available to help you troubleshoot and solve a problem on your job site. Dynatech is the only saw blade company recommended by the pavement marking manufacturing industry. Located in Elyria, Ohio, Dynatech is committed to being the top diamond saw blade company around the world. Their products include saw blades, abrasive blades, pavement marking blades, core drill rigs, core drill bits, high-speed gas saws, masonry saws, walk-behind saws, tile saws, other construction equipment. They stand behind their products with a warranty and customer service that keeps their customers satisfied and earns us the ranking of best in the industry. Dynatech. Contact Dynatech today, 161 Reeser Court, Elyria, 44035, or call 1-800-446-9001, or visit their website, dynatech.com.
Do you like NASCAR? Do you like collecting NASCAR items?
No.
Give Pit Road Diecast a call today if you want to go and purchase those awesome looking cars to add to your collection. They specialize in all the current and past, living and dead, NASCAR diecast and or model car kits. For all of your diecast needs, call 216-355-2347, mention Redline Radio, and receive 10% off your first in-store purchase.
If you want to remember the good old days where you had internet to do your radio show, throw it on a t-shirt. Call Incredible Keepsakes. T-shirts, cups, binders, keychains, you name it, Incredible Keepsakes can make it and customize it for you. The official merchandise provider for Redline Radio LLC and all the show hosts. Call 440-242-9648 or go to their website, www.incrediblekeepsakes.com. As Diane would say, cherished moments are made to last forever.
Are you remodeling your bathroom, kitchen, need new windows?
Need a new desk for two show hosts?
I was just going to say that, but I'm so glad you beat me to it, because you know what? Wiggins Construction Home Improvement does everything you need them to do. Residential and or commercial. Give Will a call today, 440-731-7654. And of course, tell him that Team Redline sent you.
I talk a lot of smack here at Redline Radio, and you know what I'm not worried about? Getting some bad juju. That's karma. But you know what is great juju? The band Bad Juju. They're the official band of Redline Radio, covering all your favorites from the 80s and 90s. To book Bad Juju, call Chad Moon at 440-458-0209.
I'm going to jump ahead to this one because I love Ohio Wheelman Series. They race cars. They're quick. They're fast. I haven't watched them yet, but I did see a video last year when Dave was showing it on Facebook, and they look pretty fun. Premier Stock Car Racing Series in Northeast Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. Redline Radio is a proud sponsor of the Wheelman Series. Remember, we are still looking for 2024 sponsors. No better way to get your company logo on some of the fastest cars in the state. Not to mention, local racers are some of the most loyal people when it comes to supporting our sponsors.
If you're throwing some old rickety chairs out the window and one of them happens to hit the sidewalk and you put a crack in it, call ACS, Affordable Concrete Solutions, LLC, to come by and check it out. Call today, 440-714-1987, or give them an email, affordableconcretesolutions.llc@gmail.com.
Is your car broken down? Can you not start it? Is it not running? Do you have a tire that's flat? Give Tuffy Auto Care a call today. It's more than just a slogan. At Tuffy, we stand behind our work and promise it'll be done right. Period. Or guess what? They're going to fix it for free. Tuffy is located at 649 Leona Street in Elyria, Ohio.
If you're looking to put on a Bob Marley album and not get arrested for the things you're doing while you're listening to it, you're going to want to go to Puff and Roll Vape and Smoke Shop. All legal all the time. Your one-stop shop for vaping, CBD, and Kratom in Elyria, Ohio. Your favorite local smoke shop located at 464 North Abbey Road. Contact them today at 440-444-4443, not 420. Ask for Dave or Dan. When you mention Redline, you get 10% off your purchase.
It's going to be getting cold here shortly. We're coming off a very hot summer, but is your AC not currently working? Are you afraid your heat's not going to work when the weather turns cold? And I'm going to power through that one because that's what we do here. Give Sensible Solutions HVAC Services a call today, specializing in service, maintenance, repair, and installation. 440-985-8387.
That wasn't because Kyle couldn't read. It was because he was cold. He was shivering. So he's going to have to call and get his HVAC serviced. All Pro Freight Systems, large order freight shipping located in Northeast Ohio. One call hauls it all. All Pro Freight System located at 1200 Chester Industrial Parkway in Avon, Ohio. Ask for Matt, 440-933-2222. They can haul away your old chairs if you want to get rid of them. If you're interested in advertising with the station, get a hold of Dave at 440-503-0828. For all of our programming information, you can go to www.redlineradiolllc.com. Check out Redline Radio LLC on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Want to take Redline Radio on the go? Download the Redline Radio LLC app at the Google Play Store. The Browns beat the playoffs, beat the Jets, and they're in the playoffs. That's why we don't edit here, because I fucked that up immediately. Browns are in the playoffs. Kyle's sick as fuck. We might be doing our last regular season buzzball tonight because this Sunday's looking a little iffy. All that and more. The Clinch starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. We are here. We are live. There he is.
What's up, gentlemen?
Kyle is sick as fuck, so he is home. He's in the home studio. Tim is here. Tim's prairie dogging a little bit. Tim's got the chocolate factory is open and nobody can close the door, if you catch my drift, and he's not going to make it much longer.
So we're all fucked, is what you're saying.
No, basically the BS segment's going to be us BSing while Tim is just S'ing.
That's
so
great.
we planned it in advance. He was like, let's get this going. That's how good Tim is as a professional. He's got a shit so bad, but he's like, let me make sure your show gets running on time, and then I'll take care of this behind the scenes. And sure enough, fucking nailed it. I appreciate the fuck out of that. So thank you, Tim.
My pleasure.
Now you go enjoy that shit. So for the time being, we are going to be just Kyle and myself. Kyle, again, is sick as fuck. We have a lot to catch up on, though, for the BS segment. We'll let Tim, obviously, clear his chest as soon as he's done. And without further ado, how are you?
Dude,
You look okay, if that's anything.
It's not great. We both have, like, Jess has a major sinus infection. I'm probably have a minor sinus infection because I think I got what she has, or vice versa. But it sucks. Like, I'm just been so tired these last couple of days. I've been like congested as fuck. Today was worse. My throat hurts. It's horrible, man. 'Tis the season, man. It sucks.
Yeah, that definitely sucks. I joked with Tim because Tim texted the other day and he was like, sorry I couldn't make it to the wing thing, and I didn't go either. So I looked at him. I'm like, honestly, probably for the best we didn't go, because we might be sick ourselves right now. So it's might be a good thing.
Hey, you know
there
what?
He is. Adam, what's going on, dude? How's Adam doing? Is he sick today?
He didn't do the wings, but I don't think he's sick now.
Did Jess do the wings?
No, Jess didn't do the wings. She tried
Okay.
the sauce, but she didn't do them. What's up, Shar? That's Chipper's wife right there.
Oh, hey, what's going on? I saw you had a birthday recently, Shar. Chipper posted. I don't remember when, a couple weeks ago or something like that. So happy belated birthday. Yeah, this was I was joking with Tim before the show started, and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling kind of lazy today. Kyle's sick. Maybe we just take this week off. The Browns already clinched. They're good to go. They are playing all the backups on Sunday. So maybe we just don't do a show. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I will just stay home. And Tara goes, oh, perfect. If you stay home, because she was home from work early. She's like, if you stay home, that's perfect, because then we can do some stuff around the house and get some chores done. And I went, nope, doing a show. See you later. Got everything packed up and left. I told her I would have rather have done 10 straight shows than stay home and do chores. So
I mean, I'm okay with doing a shorter show if that's okay with you still, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's the plan, everybody. We're not doing our normal 2-hour show today. Kyle's very, very ill. The Browns are playing the Bengals, and the Browns already announced today that Jeff Driscoll, spoiler alert, is going to be our starting quarterback. So that means they're not playing anybody. That means you're more than likely you're not seeing Myles Garrett. You're not seeing Denzel, your top players, which is smart. This extra week, the game means nothing. Win, lose, draw. Your seeding doesn't change. Nothing changes. So why risk an injury? It makes no sense to me. So I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah, no. So real quick, let's catch up. So I'll start off because you talked about the wing challenge. So if you saw the video, I'm sure, right? You saw
yeah, I saw when Chipper didn't eat all the meat off of his wings. He's like, he did the 2-bite challenge. The Dave Portnoy of chicken wings is Chipper.
Yeah. So I had to go back and watch the video to catch up because people pointed it out before I did. But I guess at the end of him, he did go back, I guess, and finish some of the meat on the wing.
Cleaned a little bit up.
But I went a whole different strategy for this thing. I just ripped the meat off the bone before we started. I got all wings, ripped all the meat off, put it in the bottom of the bowl, and then just ate the meat all at once. It kind of helped from getting it all over your face, my beard and stuff like that. It kind of helped with the burn afterwards. But
Chipper had it all over his mouth, and all I thought of was like, dude, that probably fucking hurts.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the one chip challenge was hotter. It was a drier hot dog, obviously chip, not sauce. But thanks, Dave. I am naked. It was hotter, but the punch from the one chip was harder, but it went away quicker. The hot sauce from the wing wasn't as bad, but it hung around a lot longer. Even like the water and the milk even afterwards didn't help as much, but after a while it went away. But yeah, honestly, it wasn't so bad. The next morning now, Ring of Fire, man, my butthole was.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that could have been the start of this whole thing. Maybe I got the infection from the wings.
It's very possible. I mean, Chipper looked okay. Chipper composed himself. He got a little teary-eyed, you could tell.
It was an emotional time.
You looked like you were basically you were having a panic attack to where you were calm, but your eyes were big. You're like, I'm good. This is fine. But your eyes looked like they were going to pop out. And then poor Mike looked like a fucking, like a prisoner of war. He looked so fucking distraught. I felt bad for Mike watching that video.
I think Mike quit twice before.
Yeah, I think so too.
To the end, but he didn't tap out. He powered through, and
kudos to him just for doing it. I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't even fucking dip my finger in the sauce and taste it. There's absolutely no chance.
We went to game day afterwards. We got done there. We went to game day to have a beer or two, and Mike ran home to give Colleen food, and Mike sends me a picture. It's just a picture of him sitting on the shitter, basically a picture of his feet in his pants. He's like, "This is my predicament. I'll be up in a little bit, but I'm shitting right now.
Take care of something."
But no, man. I mean, that was good. What about you? What'd you do all weekend?
Not a ton. I chilled Friday. I was off work, so I had a long weekend. I went to the game on Thursday night, so that was fucking exhausting. It was fun, but it was very tiring.
Atmosphere amazing.
Oh, honestly, that was the best part. It was a playoff atmosphere. It was so fucking crowded. We parked next to Margaritaville. We walked over to the stadium, watched the game, had a great time. Browns won. We stayed a little bit after. We watched all the celebrations and fireworks and all that jazz. And then we left the stadium. I'm sure you saw the picture of that bridge, everyone trying to fucking leave. It was just congested. That was very true. That picture doesn't even do it justice. You couldn't move.
Were there people down there outside the stadium, just waiting for the game to end? I saw there's a lot of people around the stadium.
Not really. They had it pretty well blocked off. So everyone in that picture it was just the crowd leaving the stadium. But obviously not far from there is West 6th, and West 6th was fucking packed. Before the game, after the game, it was electric. It looked like opening day atmosphere, literally just elbow to elbow. The streets were fucking crowded. They were letting people party in the street. Every parking lot.
I saw Njoku doing shots with fans after the game.
Yeah, and Njoku's just fucking pounding shots in the parking lot. It was an experience, truthfully. Then by the time we made it back to the car, it was probably a little after midnight. Like I said, we parked in between Welcome to the Farm and Margaritaville. So, you know where that is. So trying to get out of the flats was a pain in the ass because of how much traffic there was. And then trying to get onto the highway was a pain in the ass. We finally made it on the highway. We had to drop. I went with 4 people. One of the guys had to get dropped off at his house. He lived in Seven Hills area. So by the time we dropped him off, got me to my car, it was fucking 1:30 in the morning. I got home at 2. I was exhausted. I didn't even really drink that much because I wanted to enjoy the game and celebrate. And we had good seats, but we were right in the middle of a row. So it was all right, we'll get up and get a couple beers. But then once you're seated, you kind of just stay there. And then one cool thing, which I love about Browns fans, this random old woman in front of me, no lie, probably in her 60s, if I had to put a number on it. Didn't say a word to her all game, just cheering, high-fiving everybody like you normally do. And then all of a sudden she just turns around, looks at me and just shows me a little airplane bottle of Kettle One. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, and just hands it to me. I'm like, thank you so much. So I had a little bottle of vodka to drink. That really helped because I didn't want to get up.
Look at that. Everyone loves each other in Cleveland when you win football games or sports games.
They really do. But then unfortunately, I was sitting by one of the dumbest fans I've ever been around.
I thought you were ready to say Steelers fans again or something.
No, this was a Browns fan. I'm okay with calling them. If Tim were here and not shitting right now, he'd be putting up the Browns fans are stupid. This Browns fan, first off, was ghetto as fuck. So I didn't even turn around. And my buddy Steve, from friend of show, Steve Baylog, he's like, what do you think that person looks like behind you? And I was like, I don't know, probably like some young punk. And they're like, that's a very skinny white guy. I'm like, what? Like, no lie, would have gun to my head, would have never guessed it's some little skinny white kid that's like, what did he do? So what happened was Elijah Moore got hurt. Obviously, you saw the concussion, and it looked even worse on TV because he's literally twitching. His body is convulsing. It was a horrible concussion. This fan is behind us going, you pussy, get the fuck up, you pussy. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with these people? Like, you're a Browns fan calling a Browns player a pussy who's convulsing on the field just to get some laughs out of everybody. And then later during the game, like we were throwing the ball and they're like, why the fuck aren't we running? And then like Joe Flacco completes a nice pass. And I'm like, well, that's probably why we're not running, because we can do that. Like, I was just talking a little bit of shit, just being sarcastic to him.
So you're saying the whole why are we not running the ball is pretty prevalent with everyone else out there still, right? We need to be running the ball more. Yeah,
they think that if you have a lead, you just run the ball 3 times a possession and just punt. Or they're stupid enough to just think that a defense can't cover that. And then you're just going to get a first down every time and the defense isn't going to play for the run game. Because again, Browns fans are dumb as fuck and they don't really understand football. That's why he's the favorite to win Coach of the Year. That is one Mr. Kevin Stefanski, who I've defended for years, told everybody he's a great coach. And I told everybody that you're fucking stupid if you hate Kevin Stefanski and you don't understand football. Sure shit. My guy's going to win Coach of the Year this year because he's a fucking genius and you guys are stupid. And when that award officially comes out, I would hide if you've ever talked shit about Kevin Stefanski, because I plan on going hard on you people on Facebook and social media.
Tim's back. How'd the shit go, buddy?
The shit was amazing.
Tim, he honestly looks like a new man. He looks relieved. Like, he looks like he was facing murder charges and the judge just said, not guilty. That's how fucking relieved he looks right now. He's a new man. There he is. Steve, what's going on? Thank you again. Steve took me to the game. Great seats. I was telling the story of that annoying-ass kid that was behind us. Tim, it's wafting in here.
Yeah, it was funky.
Good Lord, that's bad.
Well, I mean, I probably couldn't smell it if I was there, but thank God I'm not there.
I think it would clear your sinuses. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm no doctor, but I feel like that would do something. With that being said, without further ado, the Browns won, and Dan Campbell lost the Coach of the Year on Saturday night after he pulled that 2-point bullshit. We'll talk about that later against the Cowboys and lost that game. That cost him a chance at winning the 1 seed. So for me, that's why you're not going to be the Coach of the Year. When your team is facing potentially being the 1 seed in the NFC, you have a lot at stake, and you fucking roll the dice with 3
Did you say
conversions.
steak?
I wish I had a steak right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been dieting all week, and I'm fucking dying for some food. I've just been eating chicken, rice, and salad. That's it.
None of that sounds appealing right now.
No, it's not appealing. It's just I'm trying to lose weight. I got fat last year, so I'm trying to lose it. I remember last year we talked about
I'm saying steak and all that doesn't sound appealing. I don't even have an appetite right now.
Well, if you were in this room smelling what I'm smelling, you wouldn't have an appetite either.
I didn't miss the bullshit segment, as you see.
No, he didn't. He brought it. He brought the shit with him.
So you're not. So real quick on we'll talk more about Detroit in a second. But you don't blame the refs and all for that?
No. Okay. It got pretty much cleared up really quickly when they talked about it, that Dan Campbell before the game talked to some of the refs and said, basically I want to try to trick the Cowboys, and I want them to not know who's eligible for this play, which lineman is eligible. And the refs got confused, and fucking Decker goes out there and doesn't call himself eligible. The other guy did.
Oh, it wasn't him that walked over to the
They all did, but the ref only acknowledged number 70. I forgot his name, Stinger or whatever the fuck his last name was.
Right.
And if Dan Campbell had a half a brain, the refs literally announce it because they have to say it out loud. They have to say, hypothetically for the Browns, we'll say it was Joe Thomas. They'd go, number 73 is reporting as eligible. You have to announce if an offensive lineman is reporting as eligible. So they said, number 70 is reporting as eligible. Decker is 68. He said 70. Campbell didn't catch that. Next thing you know, they throw the ball to 68. He catches it, and they're like, fuck yeah. And the refs are like, no, it's a penalty. He wasn't eligible. We said 70, not 68.
Got it.
And Campbell's like, I did what I was supposed to do. I talked to the refs, and like they just fucked up. Dan Campbell's an idiot. I've always said that. He's a fun guy. He was fun for Hard Knocks, things like that. But he's a big fucking muscle meathead who doesn't have the wits to be an NFL head coach. He's going to do something stupid like that that's going to cost him a game. He went for it on 4th down at his own fucking 20 or whatever early in that game. Luckily, they converted it on a fake punt. But if you don't get that, that's a game like that could ruin your season. And he's going to do something stupid like that in the playoffs, and it's going to cost the Lions their season. And that's why he is not going to win Coach of the Year, unfortunately. And the fact that he tried to go for 2, got the penalty, kick the extra point, go to overtime. Instead, he goes, fuck it, going for 2 from the fucking 7-yard line.
Yeah.
Got lucked out with another penalty, but was willing to go for 2 and then tried 2 a third time. You know how hard it is to get a 2-point conversion in the NFL? This fucking dummy tried it 3 straight times. This isn't Madden, dude. This is real life. That's why your team lost.
I don't think the Lions even had a chance to go for that because I think the refs fucked up on that Dallas play, last possession anyways, when they didn't call that was it offsides or whatever, encroachment or whatever it was they missed, I think they talked about.
Which one are you talking about?
So Dallas was an offense, and I think it was, pardon my mind's flucked right now, but there's like either offsides or early start or whatever, where like they didn't call it, and it gave the Cowboys that opportunity to go for it again, and they not go for it again, and then Detroit got the ball back. So like Detroit should never been in position to even score anyways, but because the refs messed up their play. I forget what play it was, but
I think I remember what you're talking about. But either way, Dan Campbell really fucked that situation up, in my opinion. I think you want to go for it the first time, totally on board with that. You're on the road. You kind of want to prove a point. The play would have worked had they executed it properly, and it didn't. So after you fucked up the first time, just kick the extra point, call it a day.
Yeah.
Instead, he went for it again. Didn't penalty. Went for it a third time. No, it was a great game, but he just really fucked up. And for me, that's why I don't think he's getting.
That's
what it was. Tripping. That's right. Yeah. So he, in my opinion, he pissed away the Coach of the Year. It's going to Kevin Stefanski. I can't wait. He's a clear favorite. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I went to the game, had a great time with Steve. Got up Friday morning, got to sleep in a little bit. I drank that fucking espresso martini buzzball, which I do not recommend chugging that one. Delicious to sip on. I believe that would be a perfect breakfast buzzball. If you're trying to pregame a little bit and you want an espresso martini, go with a buzzball. Don't chug that motherfucker though, because it is thick and it is not good when you do it that way. That was probably the worst one I've ever chugged. And it kind of ruined my morning.
Did it at least give you espresso?
I don't know. I was so tired already. I don't even notice. It might have. I really don't remember. I think I was so focused on the shitty taste that I don't know if it gave me any energy, but it wasn't bad. Just don't chug it. Sip it. And then Saturday we went to brunch, went grocery shopping, did some adulting, and
still BS.
That's pretty much it. Oh no, you're fine. I got caught up in the game because I went to it, so it kind of reverted me back. But we got the picture up, so let's fucking do it to it. Kyle is obviously not partaking in this because he is sick.
Got water, so we're good.
Tim doesn't have a buzzball. I only had one, unfortunately, so I got a solo mission tonight. I'm going with, it's green. You can't see it at home, but I'm going with the Tequila Rita. I figured I was going to do this one after the game because we played the Jets, so I'm like, green, that's perfect. But then I went to bed instead because I was really fucking tired, and I woke up and I said, espresso martini for breakfast. How perfect. I'll do a morning buzzball. And either way, now it's time for the Tequila Rita. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you know the drill. Let's hope this isn't the last one of A, the season. It shouldn't be. And B, the regular season. Maybe the Browns can upset the Bengals on Sunday with all the backups. Maybe Jeff Driscoll goes up there and balls. Who knows? Either way, this has been a hell of a run this year. I love doing the buzz balls. I look forward to bringing it back next year 1,000%. So stock up now just in case maybe buzz balls goes under in the next 6 months because we stop buying them all the time. So maybe they close doors. You never know. But if you got it, grab it, crack it open. Let's all do it together. You guys know the drill. Let me pop it. And 3, 2, 1.
Talking about balls.
Down the hole.
Or water. Well, mine tastes so clear and clean and non-alcoholic.
So did mine. I love that one. Yeah. All right. So that was my weekend. Pretty much watched football all fucking day Sunday. And then just went over to my brother-in-law's for New Year's Eve. Stayed there, got drunk, went home 2 a.m, something like that. Slept in, laid around, did fucking nothing on Monday but watched college football, and it was great. To an extent. We did have to watch Michigan win, so that took away the great part, but
I mean, what a game though, but still.
Both of them great games, I'll give it that. My favorite part though for Michigan fans, which is like I was going to say act like you've been there, but then I thought about it and I was like, they literally never have, because they're treating that first win as if they won the national championship.
Well,
like
yeah, they were digging up the field. They were digging up the field. It's weird to me. I don't get it.
And then the quarterback, fucking JJ McCarthy, was standing out there like everyone was gone. The lights are down. They're cleaning up the stadium. He's out there under the lights, like looking around, taking it all in, like he's trying to make a fucking Hallmark movie or something. Like, dude, you got another game to go, bro. Get the fuck off the field.
Hope he does that again when he loses next Monday.
Oh, he will. I mean, Quinn Ewers did the same thing. When Texas lost, he stayed out there. Washington's around him celebrating, and Quinn Ewers stood right in the middle, looked around, and was just like taking it all in. That was cool. McCarthy walking out by himself, kind of a tool move, in my opinion. Looked stupid. But yeah, Michigan fans, act like you fucking been there before. It has been a long time since Michigan has been this far, so got kudos to them, I guess. But I wonder if Michigan even wants to win the championship. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they want one, but for the rest of their lives, if they win it this year, it's gonna come with everybody talking about all the scandals and how they cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh's gonna leave immediately after the game. He's going to the NFL.
He's not going to get on the bus. He's just going to get on a private plane.
His agent will literally be there with a private jet to take him to the NFL interview right after the game, because it's going to be the NFL season ends on Sunday. It's going to be Black Monday. All the coaches that haven't been fired yet get fired. And then John Harbaugh is going to start taking interviews. So yep. I think he ends up with the Chargers. Gun to my head. I
think so. That's probably best option, I think. Yeah.
In terms of the teams that are available for a head coach, I think that would be the best bet for him. You already have a franchise quarterback. Got some pretty good pieces on defense. You've got Joey Bosa. I would go to the Chargers in my opinion.
They've rumored to want him too, right? Like it's been a two-way street, hasn't it?
They're not really. I haven't actually seen anybody linked to him right now. It's pretty much just speculation on teams that have vacancies on who would take him, because obviously the Raiders have a vacancy. The Chargers have a vacancy. Who else has fired a coach midseason already? Was that it?
You said Raiders and Chargers, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Was that it? Off the top of my head? I can't think of anybody else.
No, Panthers.
Oh yeah, the Panthers. I forgot about them, but I don't think he would go there.
I feel like that happens yearly for the Panthers. No,
it pretty much does. The Panthers are a shitty organization. I don't even know did you see what the owner did?
No.
He got drunk. We didn't throw a beer bottle at a fan or something.
He dumped a drink on a fan at they were playing the Jaguars. He dumped a drink on the fan, and the NFL fined him $300,000, which you're like, oh fuck, $300,000. That dude pulled that out of his pocket. He was like, oh shit, that's it. Here you go, take that. Do you want that in change?
Right.
Oh, there's Mike.
Pocket change.
Mike, we were talking about you, dude. You're a trooper for going through that and then immediately having to shit. That was rough. That did not look good. You looked miserable. Kyle looked scared. Chipper looked like he just walked in on his parents fucking. His eyes were like, he was pale, like he didn't know what to do with himself. And then Mike's just like, somebody put a bullet in my head. He looked fucking miserable, dude.
I wish you'd have reminded me. I would have came.
Think you can handle it, Tim?
I mean,
would you have done it?
I'd have done it.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
Yeah. As long as I was prepared, like I was like not prepared, but as long as I knew, so I didn't fuck up my stomach beforehand.
True. Yeah, you show up like I had a huge lunch of nothing but dairy, or like right. And actually dairy might help. I don't know what would.
Well, the shit might have still been.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, did you eat those hot wings this morning? Because whatever you did in there, I can't imagine it would have been worse.
I had a really healthy egg sandwich.
Maybe that's what it is. Your body's like rejecting it. Your body's like, what are you putting in me right now?
Dude, I'm already sick, and I'm picturing you blowing ass with egg salad in your stomach. Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, not a great combo for me here.
It was egg. It was a fried egg with spinach.
I think Justin already has pink eye from that shit. Look at it.
Yeah, just the green screen behind the desk over there is now brown, just because that's right next to the bathroom.
That's what I wipe my ass with.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I really didn't do a whole lot. I just I wanted to lay low over the weekend. Nice 4-day weekend. I didn't do shit. I watched a bunch of movies. Most of them I didn't really like. I'll talk about that later when we get to the just the tip segment. I'll talk about movies that I watched I didn't really care for. But that's pretty much it for me. What about you, Tim? Now that you're back,
Right?
How was your weekend?
My weekend was like odd but great. I don't know. So Thursday night, I didn't have to work Friday morning. So Thursday night, I went to my mom's. That's where I watched the game.
Okay, perfect.
And
hey, it worked.
Yeah, I fell asleep on the couch, and I usually try to leave because like my mom's couch does it every time, bro. Like,
okay, once you hit it, you're done.
It's kind of like every time it's gonna get a nap out of me, like if I let it. And it was late, so I'm just like, well, I'll go ahead and take a nap real quick. But usually my mom wakes me up.
Right, you would think she's like, "Hey, I'm going to bed. Get the fuck out of here."
No, she be trying to keep me. Like,
oh, really? Okay.
But she'll wake me up to tell me to lay down, like so I'm not like sitting up. But I'm like, I got Friday off. I'm gonna go home, take a nice, so I can kind of like sleep in a little bit.
Yeah.
It was the complete opposite. So I fell asleep there. She said she tried to wake me up. I was like, no, you didn't. You tried to keep me because you always tell me you could stay. I could stay here. Like, she's like, you could just go to sleep. Just go up in the morning. No, I want to leave. I want to go home, get in my bed. But she kept me Thursday. So
she's like, I tried to wake you. You're like, why'd I wake up with a blanket on and pillows and breakfast next to me? Like, you tried to get rid of me.
Right. That's exactly how it was too.
I believe it.
I'm like, no, that's you trying to keep me. So
she fucking hid your shoe. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, I can't even fucking leave. Where are my keys?
Right. My phone was on the charger. It was crazy. And so I got up 6. Well, it was earlier than that because she get up at like 5. I got up when she got up. So it was like 5 in the morning, went home and stayed up. Like,
yeah, so much for sleeping in on your day off.
Right. But I didn't do a whole lot, so it was cool. I just kind of relaxed. Friday night, I always forget my Friday night. That's crazy.
It's either good or bad. I really don't know.
I just really chilled like all weekend, but Saturday I did go to a Kwanzaa event, which was amazing. It was dope. Kwanzaa is definitely going to be on Black Friday this year because I've always known about Kwanzaa and I've definitely acknowledged it, but I've never experienced Kwanzaa.
Yeah, that's probably game changing when you actually experience something because then you like actually understand what it's about.
Yeah, like it was definitely just seeing like some of the rituals. I guess you not call them rituals, but you know what I mean.
Right? Yeah, I know what you mean. Like traditions.
Traditions. I like that one better because rituals sound like Illuminati.
Yeah,
like
you're not joining a cult. Right? Kwanzaa isn't a cult.
Hold on, you said the magic word. Grape's about to jump in here.
Right, yeah. Jumanji.
Grape's like Jumanji, man. He's like, did you know Kwanzaa?
It's 7 candles.
That's the 4th K, the KKKK Kwanzaa.
There's a reason why there's 2 A's and a W in that word. Oh my god. So that was pretty dope. Just seeing like I actually did a Kwanzaa line dance.
No, didn't even know that was a thing.
Didn't either.
Hell yeah. Hey, that's the traditions. You're learning everything.
Is there video? Is there video proof of this or what?
There may be. I was in line to do it. I don't know if
he can neither confirm nor deny if there's video evidence of that.
I can say I'm pretty sure I know there was video, but how they went, I don't know. So then I think I went to an event sometime this weekend and I just can't remember it. Don't know why. It's terrible.
Must have been pretty eventful.
Right.
See what I did there?
And then Sunday, I had to come up and do Justice show. She did the Women's Health Summit. So
Oh yeah.
Went to go get something to eat after that. Came home, went to sleep until the ball dropped.
That was it. Nothing wrong with that.
Went to sleep literally until like 11. And I was posted. There was a couple events I was supposed to go to, but I didn't make it. I know that one I didn't make it to. Not supposed to. I had the opportunity.
Yeah,
to go.
you were offered to go somewhere and you just didn't make it.
Yeah.
It happens.
So it was kind of cool to be able to relax. I did toast on Instagram with everybody. Like, Happy New Year.
I feel like we all had really fucking laid back weekends, and I like that.
It was.
I think
so
we all needed
chill.
it.
Yeah, and then Monday. Damn, I don't know. I think the shit took everything out of me. I don't remember none of this.
He literally shit his memory.
But I did talk to some people, and I had some great conversations all weekend. Ask me if I remember them. No, but later down the line, I will definitely it's always useful when I have quality conversations. Always pick up something out of it that helps me along the way.
Hell yeah.
That's what I did Sunday. Or not Sunday, but I think Monday. I went to go DJ. But it was like more learning versus actually DJ. So it's kind of like a course, but I was just with my homie, my brother.
No shit. That's awesome. It's good when you know the person, so you're not like awkward. Like,
yeah. So we chill, we eat food.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
It was New Year's Day. We was eating food, like played the game afterwards. Like, it was really a chill.
That's awesome.
But we met up, to practice.
Right.
Just
teach you some pointers and show you some things.
Learning new
on
skills.
the ones and twos.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And I'm always about bettering myself. Always have been, for real, except when it comes to food. I just want a better plate.
He just eats better food.
So that was pretty dope. I learned some new techniques. I'm excited to try. Definitely look forward to that.
Fuck yeah.
And then
do you have any DJing coming up?
Yeah, actually I do. Coming Saturday.
Fuck yeah, all right, perfect. You get to put it to use pretty quickly.
Pretty early. So I don't know how, like, I'm gonna be practicing. I'm gonna practice a little bit tonight, probably tomorrow. Just because I just want to.
You don't want to practice in front of everybody and fuck up and just be like, hey, sorry, first timer. Like,
right. Some things you can't go into just like.
Yeah, you can't wing it while you got a song going. Like, if you fuck it up, you fuck up everything. Like,
yeah, it's the nigga be like, what are you
the
doing?
The whole vibe gets thrown off.
Right. Like, I learned enough to do to utilize it within what I've already know how to do.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna try it, and I'm pretty sure like some stuff you gotta do, you gotta really be in the mode, to, like the zone, to catch it.
Yeah. The number one thing you don't want to forget is you always want to yell at the kids and go, hand check. You got to make them put their hands up.
I'm glad I'm not DJing for kids yet.
Once you get that middle school gig, you're going to be like, hand check? I can do that.
I'm checking his hand. What is that? Oh, what he put? No.
He just has a handful of ass over there.
Somebody break them up, but they in love right now. But it was just dope, just a chill, laid back weekend. Coming back to work on Tuesday was
hard. It was hard, dude. I did not want to go back to work.
I love my job so much.
I literally woke up Tuesday morning and
so thankful.
Obviously, beginning of the year, new vacation days, new personal days, and my first thought was, I should just call off.
Yeah.
What's another day?
You missed the holiday pay. I did hate that I had to go into work because that's my first. It was my first day
you
back.
were remote.
Not for that day or today. But that's the only thing that kind of sucked. But
Could be worse.
Other than that, I was chilling.
It's not bad, yeah.
I probably took 16 calls. I don't know.
It's not like you went in broke a sweat today. So yeah, you're good.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm happy I'm here.
Fuck yeah.
Happy New Year's, bro.
Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope everybody had a nice, fun, safe New Year out there. I think so. We got most of the regulars in the comments. I think everybody survived, which is a good sign.
Great time.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. It was nice. Honestly, I think we all needed just a fucking chill weekend. Yeah. I watched a bunch of movies. Like I said, most of them I did not care for, but still, they were long movies. Honestly, I think all of them were at least 3 hours long. Dang. So I got some movies in.
You got more than movies.
Yeah. I watched. I'll just talk about them now. I watched Killers of the Flower Moon, the new Martin Scorsese movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Good, not great. It was fine. It was okay.
I want to watch that.
it was probably an hour too long. There was like, it was honestly, I think it's a 3.5 hour movie.
I think he only puts out 4-hour movies anyways anymore.
Which, like, Goodfellas is, honest to God, my favorite movie of all time. So that one being long as fuck. I remember I had it on DVD, and like you had to flip the DVD because it was so long. The technology wasn't there yet to put it on one side. Great movie, phenomenal. No wasted scenes. Killers of the Flower Moon, there's a lot of parts where I'm like, this didn't need to be this long. This doesn't need to be happening. Like, this isn't progressing the story. It's not doing anything for the characters. It's just a long fucking movie.
A lot of dialogue, I assume. Slow dialogue.
Not even. Like, yeah, there was a lot of dialogue, but a lot of it's just like random scenes of like people doing something. Like, it's just, yeah, like, it's just like you see somebody in a field and it ends up being a 5-minute scene and you're like, it didn't need to be 5 minutes. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? But truthfully, I love Martin Scorsese, but I did not care for The Irishman. I hated The Irishman, truthfully. This one I didn't hate. I just didn't love it. It was okay. It was fine. I would have been pissed if I saw it in theaters and I spent $15 to sit there for 3.5 hours. So I'm glad I watched it at home. I was able to pause it, go make some food, do all that shit. The second one that I watched, I actually didn't mind this one. This one, if you get the chance, I recommend watching it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Saltburn. Saltburn. It's about this kid who goes away to college, to Oxford in England, meets this rich kid who they become friends. The kid invites him to his family's estate. His family's a little strange. They're all filthy loaded. Like, they live on this fucking giant place called Saltburn. And the kid kind of just tries to fit in with this rich elite family, and he gives his story. They feel kind of bad for him, and some shit starts happening. And I don't want to spoil anything because there's a lot of twists and a lot of things you don't see coming. Pretty good movie. It was like another one that was like 2.5 to 3 hours long though, but it was good. So check out Saltburn. I recommend that one. And then another movie that I watched on Saturday, which this one also is like 3.5 hours long. It's long as fuck. It's a Joaquin Phoenix movie called Beau is Afraid. And this one is on a lot of people's lists for like their favorite movie of the year. So I was like, I got to check this out. Dude, it was like 3.5 hours of just fucking random shit. I'd say watch it, but just make sure you maybe do some drugs beforehand because I think it helps the movie. But it was fucking weird. That's all I can say. I don't even want to give anything away. It was just a very strange movie. I can't believe a studio invested money into letting somebody make this.
Because it's Joaquin Phoenix, though. That's why.
And the director too, I forgot who it was. It's somebody big. Ari Aster, I think, was the director, who's pretty known for that, or like a known guy. So he can kind of get away with some shit. So check out Beau is Afraid if you get the chance. But Saltburn and Beau is Afraid, I would say watch at your own discretion and like go in with like an open mind. Killers of the Flower Moon, I was just more so disappointed in. Check that one out too, but I was a little disappointed in it. I wanted it to be better.
I finally got around to watching Oppenheimer finally, which was good.
That one's on my list. That's next for me. That's my next 3-hour movie.
Yeah, another 3-hour movie. But honestly, I enjoyed it. I think I forget his name now. Brain fart, who plays the main character.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah. Does well. I mean, the whole entire movie's cast pretty well. I was even pretty impressed with Matt Damon in that movie. But yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, watch it. It's long, but watch it.
Matt Damon. Team America. I fucking love that. And same thing with Killers of the Flower Moon. That's a fantastic cast. I mean, you've got Leo, you've got Robert De Niro, you've got the kid from Breaking Bad and all that. I forgot his name in real life. You know him if you saw him. He was fantastic in it. Jesse Plemons, I think his name is.
Yeah, the one that's grown up pretty well the last couple of years. Jesus.
Jesse Plemons. It's got Brendan Fraser's in it for a little bit. It's got a really good John Lithgow's in it. It's got a really good cast. So check it out. It just to say that you saw it. But for a lot of people, those 3 movies are on a lot of people's lists of like their favorite movies of 2023. So that's what I try to watch. I try to see movies like that because there's obviously, with all the streaming and shit like that, there's a million movies coming out every year. So I try to watch as many as I can. And all I can really do is go off of what the people are raving about. And I like watching those kinds of movies, but kind of let down by them, if I'm being honest. So that's it for the BS segment. Now we move on to the bread and butter. We move on to what pays the bills. And that is, of course, sports talk.
Can we start submitting our bills? Is that what you're saying?
Send them to Dave Wallencheck at redlineradio.com.
I don't know about you, but I'll start my mortgage. If he can handle that, I think I take care of the rest.
Hey, send it. The worst he can do is say, no, thank you.
If I pay the mortgage, can I come live there?
Hey, that's a good day. There you go. That's a good. little bargaining chip you got
got
right
enough
there.
space. You could just put me out. You'll never know I'm there. Right.
Based on what you did in the bathroom, the neighbors are going to know you're there.
That's true. That's true.
Speaking of paying the bills, go to deadthreads.com and use code JG to get yourself a nice t-shirt for the holidays. They've got new designs. They're literally pumping them out like crazy. I just wish I was younger, because when I was a younger kid, I would wear any school or like team or whatever. I didn't care. Now I'm too Cleveland loyal. I've got Cleveland tattoos on my head, for God's sake. So I can't be walking around in other cities' clothing. But Cleveland, happily representing. And I actually had a really good month of December with them. So if you bought anything, thank you, first and foremost. Secondly, share that shit. I haven't seen any pictures of people wearing clothes, but I keep getting emails all the time that goes, Dead Thread referral. Someone used your code and here's how much you got from the purchase. And I'm like, fuck yeah, thank you. But it doesn't tell me who. I don't know who's bought shirts. Adam is the only person I know for a fact that bought a shirt from Dead Threads. He bought a Michigan shirt. Everybody else, I have no idea. Maybe they are strangers. But if you're somebody that I know and you bought a Dead Thread shirt, let me see it. Promote that shit. Also, thank you to Front Street Social and Brock. Had a fucking blast last week. That was so much fun. Had a great time. Thank you for everybody that came out, first and foremost. Also, hopefully we're back. I think Brock would definitely entertain us again, and I look forward to entertaining you all again. And
It was a good time.
I had a blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
We packed the place. That was my goal. So again, thank you to everybody that came out. The one thing I ask from everybody is that you guys just show up and show out, and you did. I think we put on a pretty good show.
Kyle, guess what? I had a camera in the bag the whole time.
Yeah.
I put one in there. I knew I had one, but I'm like, damn, I ain't got no camera.
The best part about that is I feel like it's just something has to go wrong with our remotes, regardless. So first and foremost, first of all, we show up and the food's fucked up. So shout out to Front Street for pulling through on this one, because when we had food issues at other places in the past, didn't go very smoothly. We had a lot of problems. Front Street was like, fuck it. Here's what we can do. Here's our menu. Let's make the best of it. And they fucking hustled food out. Drinks were there.
I think he even ran to the store and got more burgers, because I
think he did too.
I
That's
saw
good.
more than one person eating a burger. So
yeah, when we first got there, unfortunately, Jeff, friend of show, Jeff James, he is the cook at Front Street Social. I was really looking forward to having him, bust his ass in the kitchen for the crowd I knew we were going to be bringing in. And he texted me or messaged me a couple hours before the show and goes, hey man, I'm in the hospital. I'm sick. I'm not going to be there. And I'm like, not great. But then in the back of my mind, I go, they probably have a backup. We'll be fine. They did not. So
to be fair, they had the Browns quarterback locker room of backups. He was on the fourth string.
Yeah, they were on the Jeff Driscoll of chefs that night. They were on the fourth stringer that they just brought in off the street that week. But honestly, they did a great job. And
Shout
again,
out to the homie.
yeah, no, I forgot his name. I'm really bad with names. That's my bad.
For the longest time, I thought his name was Ben, but it's Tony. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
For me, it could be either one. I don't remember, but shout out to Tony, I suppose. Shout out to Tony and Brock. I think Brock did go buy burgers because they were out of burgers when everyone got there. So at first, their menu was strictly appetizers, deep fried foods, and then he went and got burgers. And I saw people ordering burgers, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! This guy does it. He took care of business. I appreciate that." So we had a really good time. I can't wait to be back.
It was nice.
Yep.
Fried pepperoni was an experience.
We bought a painting off the wall.
We had those. Yeah, Jeff and Jess and Kyle, they bought an aerial painting off the wall.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, you were gone, I think. Yeah, they bought a painting. I had a great time, man. Just had a bunch of beers, had some food, enjoyed myself on that one. Had a really good time. All right. Now let's talk about what we're all here for. The Browns are in the fucking playoffs. Thanks to what was it, 34-17 win over the Jets or whatever the fuck the score was. I don't even remember.
Last points was like garbage points.
It doesn't even matter. We blew them out. It was not even close. I was too busy celebrating, to be honest.
I fell asleep on the game.
Did you? I was just so fucking amped up, dude. I was so charged. Had a great time at the game. Obviously, the Browns winning is always a good time. And they dominated. I was a little worried about this game. I'm not going to lie to you going into it, just because I know the Jets defense is really good. Their secondary, especially, like, I don't think Sauce Gardner, I don't think we threw a pass his direction all game, which was smart. That's Kevin Stefanski and Joe Flacco. That's just brilliant minds playing smart football. He's a stud. You throw the ball his way, it's more than likely going to get intercepted. Something bad's going to happen. So don't throw his direction. They didn't. We went in all the other directions, dominated.
Yeah.
Without Amari Cooper. That was the best part. We were standing there at the game. I'm in the club section where we're hanging out, drinking some beers, and the screen pops up for NFL Network, and it says Amari Cooper out for tonight. And we're all like, motherfucker. Like, this is going to be a harder win than we thought. We have no Amari Cooper, and didn't matter. No Cooper, no problem.
Who was that one that went off?
Jerome Ford technically is the one who went off.
He definitely went
Like, he caught that one pass and fucking broke like 4 tackles, like threw dudes down and just ran into the end zone. Fucking, he was like fucking flexing and shit. It was badass.
That's
it was
when
really
Flacco
cool.
got hit in the head.
Well, that's when he got his face mask. I think
that's when he got his face. Yeah, that's right. He did get hit in the head technically. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the play where Flacco was like running and he was about to just try to run for some yardage and he fucking threw it and everyone was like, oh, I hope he's not past the line of scrimmage. And it was a fucking beautiful play.
He was close. He was definitely.
It was very close. And being at the game, I don't get to see the lines they put on the TV. So for me, I'm like, oh, he was fucking over. And then they show the replay and I'm like, no, he's good.
You mean there's not a yellow line that follows the football team up and down the field?
No, I asked. I was right by the booth. I was sitting right in front of like Kirk Herbstreit, Jim Donovan, and all that. And I looked up and I'm like, guys, what the fuck? Where are the graphics? And they were like, hey, nothing we can do about it. And then the other one too that's the one reason, like, it's funny because Steve and I we were going to a bar to watch the game on Thursday. That was our initial plan. And Steve texts me on Wednesday night and he's just like, sends me a picture of like the field and he goes, yeah, my brother just bought these tickets for tomorrow night's game. He spent like $500. And I'm thinking that was Steve's nice way of saying, I'm going to the game with my brother tomorrow, so we're not going to the bar. So I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll stay home and watch the game. And I text him back, I'm like, so you're going to the game then? And he goes, no, I'm not spending that kind of money. I was just showing you my brother got tickets. He's like, we're still going to the bar, right? I'm like, yeah, sure, sounds good. Thursday morning, he calls me, I'm at work, and he's just like, hey, remember yesterday we talked about going to the game? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I just got tickets from work. Do you want to go? Fuck yeah, I do. Why not? Let's do it. And then because of sitting there, it's hard. You don't see the game as well as you could at home. So when David Njoku fumbled on that one play, I don't know if you remember that one where he got hit and like flipped around and shit.
Yeah.
We got lit up.
From where we were sitting, we both were like, oh, I think he was down.
No way.
It looked like we couldn't see the ball at all till he hit the ground. So when he hit the ground, I see the ball pop out. So I thought, oh, the ground caused that, right? I saw the replay. That fucking ball was midair while he was still midair. And I'm like,
still midair.
I looked right away. I'm like, nope, Jets ball. All right. I sat back down right away.
That's the one thing about Njoku that drives me up a wall is his ball handle. His ball holding when he catches the ball and he's running, he keeps it so outside the body. He keeps it so far outside of his body that it's bound to happen, but he got hit
real loose with it, like chicken wings his arm a little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the ball protected.
I definitely thought he was doing it, but
he was trying a little too hard. But
no, he got hit. It was the way he got hit.
And what I was going to say too is I don't blame him because of the first quarter he had like 130 yards in the first quarter. So I feel like at that point he's like, fuck it, let's see how big of a game I can have. And then he tried a little too hard, got lit up, and then was like, all right, I don't think we heard from him again the rest of the night. That was it. I think even Stefanski was kind of like, all right, you're done. We're not throwing it to you anymore.
I think he got a couple more.
He was trying to kick it that night too. I think he went to the coach asking to kick the ball, wasn't he?
That was against Houston.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was trying, and Kev's like, no, you're not fucking kicking, like yelling at him on the sideline. But yeah, the Browns are officially in the playoffs. Couldn't be happier. Truthfully, I loved it. Being there, seeing them announce that on the screen, and seeing them, the players jumping into the crowd, running around the field, all that cool shit. It was a really, really good time. Honest to God, it felt like an actual playoff game, even though we played the Jets. So I had to stretch my imagination a little bit because the Jets aren't going to be in the playoffs for any time in the near future. Other than that, though, awesome experience. Loved it.
It sounded like a playoff experience down there. Like it was so loud.
I immediately, as the Jets were coming out of the tunnel, I think I sent you the video. I literally filmed them running onto the field, and you just hear me going, boo, boo. And I sent it to all my Jets buddies, and I was like, fuck the Jets, specifically for them. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go over the Week 17 scores, and then we are going to give you a quick update on the playoff picture. The Browns are, of course, locked in at 5, so...
It's crazy, man. This many games are coming down to Week 18.
Yeah, no, this weekend's going to be really fucking cool. There's almost too much. Like I was looking at all the scenarios and I was going to write some down and I'm like, no, there's way too fucking many of like, this team wins, this team loses, this team ties, this team loses, this team gets in. It's like, nope, I'm not going through all that. Fuck that noise. Okay. No. You could do the NFL pick. I'm going to go through the scores first, then I'm going to do the bracket. So Browns 37, Jets 20, of course. Cowboys 20, Lions 19 on Saturday night with the controversial call. Dolphins, thank you for nothing. Ravens win 56-19, beat the absolute fuck out of the Dolphins, are pretenders. They're posers. The Bills squeak by the Patriots 27-21 to keep their playoff hopes alive. They're in an interesting situation as well. Falcons lose to the Bears 37-17. Both teams fall to 7-9. Texans beat up on the Titans 26-3 to keep their season alive. Raiders lose to the Colts 23-20. Colts stay alive in the playoff picture. Jaguars win 26-20. So all AFC South teams won, and all AFC South teams, except for the Titans, of course, are still in the playoff hunt.
Insane.
And this weekend will determine which one wins the division and which team gets a wild card spot. And the loser of the Colts and Texans game is more than likely season's over. Rams beat the Giants 26-25. Kind of embarrassing. They should have won by more. Speaking of embarrassing, the Cardinals lose outright to the Eagles at home 35-31. The Eagles are a fucking mess. They went from being truthfully a Super Bowl favorite. Even last year, I think a lot of people thought they were going to beat the Chiefs. Then they come into this season and everyone's like, oh, the Eagles are so fucking good. They got even better. And they're now on the cusp of not winning their division. Rumors are there's trouble in the locker room. AJ Brown is disgruntled. Nick Sirianni's on the hot seat already. It's ugly. It's pretty ugly in Philly. It's amazing how quickly things can turn.
It's crazy the successful season they've had that it's like that now.
They're 11-5 and their coach is on the hot seat.
Right. And you
Crazy.
have what, AJ Brown, who's probably pissed off because he's not getting the ball a lot. Is that what I'm understanding? Probably.
Yeah, he's not getting a lot of touches. But again, 11-5 for the Browns on your fifth quarterback. Amazing.
Yeah.
For the Eagles, when you have an MVP candidate in Jalen Hurts, who should have won MVP this year had he not shit the bed down in the second half, 11-5 is not good enough.
No,
that's a team that should end the season 14-3 at worst, but they're 11-5, and again, they just lost to the 4-12 Cardinals. That's fucking embarrassing. All the Buccaneers needed to do was win to clinch the division. So what did Baker do? Shit down his leg. 23-13. The Buccaneers lose to keep the NFC South open for everybody. 49ers beat up on the Commanders 27-10. Steelers beat the Seahawks in Seattle 30-23. Broncos.
You almost called that, Kyle.
Almost.
I know. I should have taken them. God damn it. All right.
I'm glad you didn't because it helped with my picks because you lose on another game. Broncos beat the Chargers 16-9 in a game that nobody watched. And then the Bengals lose to the Chiefs 25-17. And Sunday Night Football, what won me a fantasy football championship, the Packers beat the Vikings 33-10.
That was an assing.
Did you win a fantasy championship?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. I forgot to ask you.
I made it to the first. I had a bye week the first week. I ended up losing by, I think, 5 points in my first round of the playoffs to a number 4 seed, who then went on to win the outright championship in my league. So
now, does that make you feel better that you lost to who won the championship at all? Like, is there a slight okay, you know what?
I was going for a three-peat, back-to-back champion. I won it the last 2 years. I wanted that. I wanted the dynasty build here, but no, I shit down my leg like Baker Mayfield did. So
this was my first championship in this specific league. I've been in this league now. This is my 3rd year, and this is my first championship with them. The other league that I'm in, I've been in for probably like 12 years at this point, and I've won at least 3 times. So I'm good for every few years I win a championship in that league.
Well, it was bittersweet because the reason why I lost the first round is because I went up against Amari Cooper, who had his lifetime game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You texted me and you're like, I'm going to lose strictly because of Amari Cooper. And then he scored another touchdown. And I'm like, yeah, that'll do it, dude. Sorry. Yeah.
But I came back, and to only lose by like 5 points or whatever is whatever. But still,
considering Amari probably put up like 45 points in that game.
Yeah.
That's not bad to lose by 5.
Yeah, it was still insane. It was like of all weeks for it to happen, but whatever.
But yeah, that definitely sucks. All right. And really quickly, we will give you a playoff picture preview of what's happening and what could change with this weekend's games. So, as you can see there, the Ravens. Say again. Okay. That's what she said. The Ravens are the 1 seed. They are locked in. The Niners are the 1 seed in the NFC. They're locked in. We'll start with just the AFC, though. So you got the Ravens at 1. I have it written down here. Some really fucking fun games to watch this weekend. So you've got the Ravens locked in at 1. Nothing you can do about it. The 2 seed comes down to the winner of the Miami-Buffalo game on Sunday. The winner gets the division. If Miami loses, Miami then moves to the 6 seed. If Buffalo loses, they're out of the playoffs, barring, I think the Steelers would have to lose. There's a lot of shit that could happen. Again, I didn't write all those fucking extra things down, but if if Buffalo loses, basically their season's over on Sunday. If they win, not only do they get a playoff spot, they get the fucking 2 seed. They jump up to the leader of the AFC East. It's crazy, but that's just how it works.
By the way, if you see my arm jerking over here, it's not me jerking off. It's my dog trying to play catch with me over here. So
I actually thought you were jerking it. And I just wasn't going to say anything. I just thought it was weird that you were trying to lock eyes. So I just looked away.
She's destroying a tennis ball. This was a tennis ball.
Okay. I could kind of see that. Yeah. With the purple. Okay.
Yeah. So
She's a monster.
That's good work to destroy a tennis ball like that.
he's a beast. Yeah.
Kansas City is locked in at the 3 seed. And the 4 seed will be whoever wins the AFC South. So if Jacksonville beats Tennessee on Sunday, they win the South and the Browns will face them. If Jacksonville loses, the winner of the Houston-Indy game gets the 4 seed and Cleveland will then go to that city. So Browns fans, who do you want? Gun to my head, I would probably say give me Indy.
Really?
Of the 3.
Minshew doesn't scare you with his little legs he's got there?
No, because we have Joe Flacco, not PJ Walker at quarterback this week. So I'm comfortable against them.
I said, well, Indy did, just lose. that was a crazy game.
Fuck yeah.
That was when I thought I couldn't watch anymore.
The only thing for me, like Houston scares me because we played them. They did not have CJ Stroud.
I heard about those rumors, Steve. That's shitty
What do
too.
you say? Oh no, what's that we'd be on the Peacock one?
Yep.
It'll still be national. I think it said it's going to be on Peacock and NBC. Locally, they'll play it locally no matter what on cable.
Still sucks though.
Yeah, yes and no. I don't care. The less people that watch it, the better. I like being under the radar. More than likely we'd be the Saturday 4:30 game. 8:15. I thought we'd be the early game.
More people got Peacock than people think, and then they'll have.
Yeah, Peacock's cheap as fuck. It's like $4.99 or whatever. Yeah. Like that's an easy one. But again, honestly, locally though. I was reading about it earlier, and it says that like it's the first time ever the game will be on Peacock, but it will also be on NBC. So if you're in Cleveland, and you don't have Peacock, you'll be able to watch the game no matter what. So yeah, out of the 3, Houston probably scares me the most, going against CJ Stroud because he's a stud. So that of course makes me nervous, and we just played them a few weeks ago, so it's another. Like they have a lot of film on us. Jacksonville scares me a little bit because Trevor Lawrence is banged up, but overall Jacksonville's the cream of the crop in the AFC South. They won the division last year. They pissed the game away, but they should have won against the Chargers. And the Colts we beat once. Obviously, Gardner Minshew did play really well. Kind of scares me a little bit. However, I'm confident that we could go to Indy and beat them, I think. So in order, I would say Indy, Jacksonville, Houston, 1, 2, 3 in order of who I'd want to play.
So we're rooting for Tennessee.
Dead set.
We're rooting for Tennessee on
We're
Saturday.
rooting for Tennessee and Indianapolis.
Or Sunday.
I
guess I agree with you too. I mean, just thinking back to it, I don't want the Texans. Like if I had to, that's just the one team I don't want. I'm okay with either the Jags or the Colts because I think the Browns match up well against both of them, and I think they can beat both of them. But yeah, the lesser of two evils probably would be the Colts right now. I think we can pass against that defense pretty well. And the Texans secondary and the Jags secondary is actually, decent, right? That's the only headache. And we're going to throw the ball, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is, obviously the Texans and the Colts would be cool because you're in a dome, so you don't have to worry about weather. Jacksonville, it's Florida. It could rain at any time, so that could be a factor. But the one good thing is, again, Trevor Lawrence, I don't think he practiced today. He's got a bad shoulder. He's really banged up. So it's tough. It's interesting. What did Steve say? Would love Buffalo to win and Miami to play Kansas City. Now that'd be cool as fuck. I'd love to watch that game.
Did you see Tyreek's house caught on fire?
I did. He had to leave practice. Said everybody was fine.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Everybody was good. And he makes enough money where he can just go buy another house tomorrow and not even fucking notice it on his bank account. Any of us, it's like, oh my God, it's a horrible, tragic event. Tyreek Hill's
he's probably got like 10 houses. He's got like 10 baby mamas he's got to put up somewhere, doesn't he?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that is true. He does have a lot of baby mamas.
Yeah.
And then you just got to smack the kids around a little bit. But yeah, so the AFC will come down to that. Kansas City is locked in at 3. Winner of the AFC South is 4 and will be facing the Browns. 6 currently, this is just the current order. 6 is currently Buffalo, and 7 is currently Indianapolis, with Houston and Pittsburgh right behind them. Pittsburgh needs to win and get a little bit of help, and they could be in the playoffs as well, which is crazy to say out loud. Pittsburgh could potentially be a playoff team.
Jesus Christ. Go away already.
It's one of those things of like, I want them to go away, but I almost want them to go to the playoffs to get just fucking smacked in the first round by either Buffalo or Miami. I don't think it would be close. And the fact that Steeler fans all year were like, we don't want to make the playoffs. We stink. We want a draft pick. And they're going to find a way into the playoffs, even though they don't want it, is kind of cool. But at the same time, I want to be in the playoffs without them. Last time the Browns were in the playoffs in 2020, we of course had to play that shitty team and we sent them home crying. I'd rather just not even see them. So let's go fuck Pittsburgh this weekend.
Yet another season of Tomlin over 500 football, though.
I love that. That means they're going to keep him there and keep the Steeler fans happy because God knows they love him. NFC playoff picture is currently San Francisco 1, Dallas 2, Detroit 3, Tampa Bay is currently 4. If Tampa Bay wins this weekend, they will get the 4 seed and they will be the AFC South champions. Philly is currently 5. LA Rams are locked in at 6. And the 7 seed is going to come down to Green Bay, Seattle. I believe New Orleans plays Atlanta. And I think the winner of that will win the division if Tampa Bay loses. Yeah, I already said Baker choked last week. Baker left the game injured. However, I think they have an easy game. Don't they play the Panthers, I think? I think Tampa Bay plays the Panthers. We'll look at that later. But that's the current NFC thing. Same thing. Teams need to win. They got, everybody's going to need a little bit of help. It's a fucked up situation, the NFL playoffs, but that's great. They did a perfect job.
They play the Panthers.
Okay. And it comes down to week 18, the final game of the year for many teams. Win and you're in, lose and your season's over. So it's going to make it for really fun. It's going to make a really fun weekend. I love games like that actually are meaningful. It's going to essentially be a playoff preview. Like the games are going to be that impactful and that meaningful that we get to kind of watch a playoff game, even though it's still the regular season. So I'm very excited for that. All right. That's your current playoff picture. And of course, we'll know the final seeding and scheduling and all that jazz this time next week when we talk to you motherfuckers. Speaking of playoffs, NCAA football playoffs happened on Monday. We talked about it a little bit. Michigan beats Alabama in overtime with a historic comeback win. I guess it's not historic, but with to Michigan, it's historic. A comeback win. And Washington tried to give away the game against Texas, but they found a way to hold on to it. Michael Penix threw for like 400 yards, 2 touchdowns. Texas had no fucking answer for that offense. Their defense was a little questionable. Their defense is thought to be a little bit better, but they had trouble stopping Texas at times. I think this one's going to be a fun game. I forgot what the spread is. It's like Michigan -6 or something like that to start, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 4. Michigan's the favorite, but I'll take Washington in this one just because out of spite. I'm not picking Michigan. There's no fucking way. You looking up the spread? 4.5. Okay, I knew it was something like that. I was right in the middle.
Yeah,
6
4.5.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Michigan's going to be prepared for what they can do on offense. Michigan's known for their defense. Their offense is good. Their running game is fantastic. Other than that, their passing game's okay. But to me, their biggest threat is obviously their run game and their defense. So I think Washington's going to be able to counter their defense. And if they can shut down the run game a little bit, or just try to make Michigan beat them or keep up with them in a fucking boat race, I would take Washington personally. So
yeah, not being spiteful with the pick, but yeah, I'd love to see Washington win.
I would too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Michael Penix has beaten Michigan before when he was in Indiana a few years ago. So he knows how to play against that defense, against Harbaugh. And I wonder if all these rumors of this week coming out that Harbaugh's 99% likely to leave Michigan, the players hear all this shit. Everybody hears these rumors. Is it going to get into the back of their minds a little bit? Are they going to come out as sharp as they should? Is he going to come out as sharp as he should? Is he going to have his, game face on Monday night? Because he knows another job's waiting around the corner. He's going to go to the NFL and make tens of millions of dollars. So
I also don't want to hear obnoxious Michigan fans for the next couple weeks.
That too. And the other thing too is again, I'm not a diehard Ohio State fan. So when Ohio State won their championships, I've seen multiple in my lifetime. I just kind of was like, oh, that's cool. And I moved on. Michigan, I've never seen them win a championship. And when was their last championship? Does anybody know?
Wasn't it 97?
Was it? I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know that they won one when I was alive, but I also wasn't watching college football back then. Steve will know. Give him a second.
Steve is like the fat guy for sure.
He's 100%.
I said fact.
Statistic Steve.
Yeah, 97.
Was it? Okay. Was that Desmond Howard era?
That's the Heisman, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know they won the championship then, to be honest. Again, I wasn't watching college football. I was fucking 8 years old, 7 years old, whatever. So it wasn't really my thing. Yeah, Michigan's last championship for football. I couldn't.
Oh, it was actually a split title of 97.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot they did that.
Oh,
Coach
no,
Chance was Washington State.
Brian Greasy was a quarterback.
Steve beat you to it. He got you there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah, so I didn't remember that because, again, I was a kid. So I have no memory of a Michigan championship in my lifetime. And, Nebraska. There it is. Co-champs with Nebraska. Michigan's going for a championship. And, again, winning on Monday night against Alabama, Michigan fans, you would think that they won a championship. The way that my timeline on Facebook for all Michigan fans went crazy. I just don't understand it. You won one game. There's still another game to go. I don't know.
Still a big game to win.
It's exciting. Don't get me wrong. But the way they were like, where are all the haters now? It's awful quiet. They were talking championship shit. You know what I mean? There's a level to shit talking. They were talking championship level shit. The way they were asking where the haters are and how everyone's quiet. And then, you saw Adam's comment right away to Kyle. He was like, oh, roll tide, huh, Kyle? Going crazy. It's like, dude, you didn't win shit. You can get rolled by fucking Washington on Monday night. Yeah, 22-29 bowl record. They're not known for winning much, so that explains why they can't act like they've been there.
Yeah, I was about to say
they have very little experience. That'll be Monday. Again, gun to my head, just making a quick pick here. I will take Washington plus 4.5, and I would take Washington outright in the money line. I think Washington can win this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be high scoring. What's the over on this one? I didn't even look that up.
That's a good question, Steve.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like the point at Steve and just gives
Kyle's literally in front of a computer. Tim's in front of a computer. I have my phone and a computer, and I still go, Steve, look it up for us.
Steve probably already knows.
Steve's got it already on there. He's like, let me call my Vegas insider.
And Jim cooking 5 boogers. That's probably true. But it's going to be high scoring now. I think it's going to go back and forth. I think the defense for both teams aren't going to be able to keep up with the offense of the other team. It's maybe the first quarter Michigan slows down. Washington, but I think it's going to eventually Washington's going to wear them down, and that air raid system they basically play with. It's good.
And that's what I'm excited about because Michael Penix Jr. is a guy who's going to be playing on Sundays in the NFL, and seeing him go up against this Michigan defense, if he can go out there and play as well as he is, or can. I think that would be really big for him and his future and his
55 and a half.
Okay, that sounds about right. 55 and a half. Yeah, that's actually it's really not that high scoring of a game.
It's going to be high scoring. I say it's going to be 65, 75 probably.
Yeah, I could see that being over for sure. If it's under, that's not good because that probably means Washington's going to lose because that means Washington wasn't able to score the ball. So if it hits that 55, that's not great for anybody rooting against Michigan. I'll tell you that. And we got a special weather statement. Here we go. No, it's nothing good. Patchy, freezing drizzle throughout late this evening. That's it. I get a fucking alert for that. That's not that exciting. I live in Ohio. Come on, dude.
But it is midwinter,
right? It's January. I'm kind of expecting some shit on the ground when I walk outside.
To be worse than this.
Yeah, honestly, this isn't so
I'm
bad
glad
so
it's
far.
not. But
yeah.
Where is the fucking snow? I kind of miss the snow.
I don't. I'm okay with the winter we're having, and I hope it stays just like this.
But I hate. All right, so this morning, like coming off, going on the porch, straight ice. Like,
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, so I'd rather have it snow because at least the snow, I
A
got
little
a
bit of
little
traction.
grip.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm missing.
I'm okay with some snow. If everything wants to have some snow on it, it is what it is. Just let's not make me get up early as fuck and have to shovel myself out of the driveway and like do all that. That's bullshit. I don't play with that. I don't like that one bit. That's when I call off work.
Only because Tara's pregnant, you're the one to have to shovel this.
No, she made me shovel last year too. That bitch. I hated it. Hated it. But yeah, no. If I look outside and it's like a ton of snow, I'm like calling off. Fuck that. What's up, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
David.
Tim found the camera. We're good. All right, without further ado, we did tell you guys we are going to do a bit of a quicker episode today. So we are going to get right into week 18 picks, the final week of the year. Kyle's doing all right. He got some antibiotics. He's hanging in there. As you can see by the scoreboard there, I am holding on by a thin margin over Kyle. Truth be told, I kind of screwed myself this year because if I didn't come up with that idea for the bonus picks where we do the spread, I would be up by like fucking 10 right now. Kyle's hit a lot of his bonus picks. I have not. So if I did not come up with that idea, it would be over right now.
Yeah.
Well,
I might not be down this bad.
You do pretty well with them too. You hit the double pick this week too. Mine missed. I took Philly minus 10.5. They obviously fucking lost the game. Kyle got plus points for Detroit, hit it. He got Tim got the -7 for the Browns, hit it. And here I am still with a 3-point lead. So
I felt good about that game, as you can see.
Yeah.
The points.
Again, I was a little nervous. The Jets defense is good. I don't know. I love the Browns. I love Joe Flacco, but I just thought the Jets defense, they're Jekyll and Hyde. One week they could shut a team down. The next week they give up 30 points. So I was like, I don't know. I don't have a feel for this game.
Yeah.
And I'm a Browns fan, so I'm kind of expecting the worst to happen. So I'm like, if I take the Browns -7, we're going to lose the game by 10. And I'm just going to be embarrassed. My friends are going to talk shit because they're all Jets fans. So I avoided that game. And I'm happy I did. All right, this is it. The final week of me writing in the notebook, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 18.
The stadium was buzzing from the beginning.
JG. Kyle. And Tim. In the final week, as you can see by the score there.
Final count.
I am just going to write down. I'm just writing down our wins. 163 for me, 160 for Kyle, and 155 for Mr. Timbuktu. So we are all
so worried about this punishment.
We're in it. I am reading these off of NFL.com here, Kyle, if you want to play along in case the order from ESPN is a little different.
I'm so glad that Tim joined this season.
No, I'm happy you did too, man.
Because I'm not in last place.
He jumped in like halfway through the season and did all right. So I looked at that and I'm like, Tim, next year you got to do this with us from the beginning. We got to really keep tally of this. I am going to go off of ESPN strictly because NFL.com does not have spreads, and I need to know what the spreads are. So
okay.
All right, let's do it. Steelers at Ravens. Steelers need to win to get into the playoffs. Ravens already announced they are benching their starters. Lamar Jackson's not playing. However, Tyler Huntley was a playoff quarterback last year. He did somehow go to the Pro Bowl. I don't understand that still to this day. I'm going to take the Steelers, but I'm not touching the -4.
Yeah, I'll take the Steelers here too.
I was definitely thinking the Steelers as well, but I just felt like
this is the week to just go for it because you got to make a big comeback. So this is, if you got to go opposite. It's all or nothing. You got nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah,
but I don't want to tell you how to make your pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I just some just tell me they might just squeak out this game. I'm just gonna take the Ravens though.
Okay.
Fuck those Steelers, huh?
I respect it. Tim's a man of his word.
Basically.
Saturday Night Football. Vegas has it at Houston -1, meaning basically they're like, we don't even know who's going to win this game. It's a fucking toss-up. Texans go to Indy. Again, winner gets a wild card spot. Loser goes home. If Jacksonville loses, winner also wins the division. So this is a huge game for both of these young teams. Colts going in with a new head coach, backup quarterback. They've been banged up this year. Michael Pittman just coming off a concussion. Jonathan Taylor's missed a lot of time this year. Their defense is good, not great. Houston, up-and-coming team, rookie quarterback. They were expected to suck this year. And D'Amico Ryan has that team turned around. Give me the Texans.
I mean, first off, Saturday's football is amazing. Can't wait to watch it.
I am so fucking mad. I agreed to go to the Monsters game weeks and weeks ago, not thinking about Saturday Night Football. So I will be at the Lake Erie Monsters game or Cleveland, whatever the fuck they're called, the hockey game. I'll be downtown at the hockey game while this game's going on.
He'll be watching the game on his phone.
1,000%.
Give me the Colts. I gotta make a move here, so give me the Colts.
All right. This is a good tell because we'll know even going into Sunday how it's looking for Kyle. He's either going to be a fourth game out or he's going to inch a little bit closer.
I'm going to Texans.
I like it.
I think they're gonna push. I know they're young, so there's a chance that they might lose, but I think they might. I like how they were. I like CJ Stroud as a leader. Yeah,
I think he's going to go down there. I think D'Amico Ryan as an ex player, he kind of understands like what's at stake here. So I think he's going to go in there and they're going to be all right. I have faith in them. All right, Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, I should say. Baker Mayfield needs to win to get to the playoffs. Does he choke against the Panthers? If they played any other team, I would say yes, but the Panthers are garbage. So unfortunately, I have to go with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, give me the Buccaneers here.
Yeah, he likes to choke normal teams.
Yeah, I forgot he played for them. God damn, I forgot he was with them. Give me Tampa Bay -4.5. I'm taking the points.
I think that's doable.
I think that one is too. I think the Panthers just got blown out last week by the fucking Jags. I think they've given up completely. Their owners dumping drinks on people. It's a shit show. I'll take Tampa Bay in a must-win game. Who do you like, Tim?
Oh, it's the Bucks. My
bad.
bad.
You did. My bad. Yeah. I was writing out my score. I forgot to write it. I just didn't want to mess up. I always verify so I don't write the wrong thing.
You good. You good.
We'll save the Browns and Bengals for last, of course, even though it's battle of the backups. Vikings at Lions. Vikings still have a slight chance of making the playoffs. They need to win and they need a miracle. They are going back to Nick Mullins as their quarterback. I don't think it matters. Give me the Lions.
Definitely Lions. What's the spread?
Detroit -3.5 right now, but Detroit hasn't officially announced who's playing and who's not. So they could end up sitting people because they can't go any higher and they can't go any lower, I don't think.
Yeah, give me the Lions here too.
Next up, Jets at Patriots. New England -2. I am going to take New England outright. I think Bill Belichick knows it's probably his last game in New England, and I think his hatred for the Jets, he's going to go out one last time with a win, just to stick it to him. He was, I don't know, for
like
people,
y'all steal my bitch before I leave.
Yeah, people who didn't know this, he was hired by the Jets and then traded to New England before he ever coached for the Jets because he was like, I kind of want to go to New England instead, and screwed the Jets over and has just fucking owned them for many, many years being in the AFC East. So I think he wants one last little shot at the Jets on his way out the door. So give me New England.
Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, give me the Pats.
A clean sweep for New England. Next up, you've got the Falcons and the Saints. Same thing. Must-win game for both teams. The Falcons need to win, and the Buccaneers need to lose, and the Falcons are the AFC South champions. Same thing with the Saints. Saints win and the Buccaneers lose. They are the AFC South champions. Falcons are garbage. Saints aren't much better, but in this game, give me the home team. Vegas has it -3 for New Orleans. I will take New Orleans outright.
Kyle.
Wow.
Notice I'm going first on all these games, so this way I'm not just taking what Kyle takes to like make sure he can't beat me or anything like that. I'm playing fair. I'm giving him an opportunity. He wants make your own choice.
I'm just trying to pick what teams. I'm looking ahead here. I'm trying to pick what games I want to try to bet against you on.
Tough.
Yeah, give me the Falcons here.
The other hard thing about picking tonight is because the games don't teams haven't officially announced who's playing and who's not. So like only games that still have something meaningful behind them are ones you can pick. So like the Steelers are going to go out all out. They need to win that game. Colts, Texans obviously need to win. Buccaneers need to win. Vikings, Lions have nothing to play for. Bengals have nothing to play for. Vikings still kind of have a little bit, but I don't think it matters. They need a miracle.
The second string is still kind of going out there to play for something.
And that too, those guys are like, fuck it, I need a job next year. So, and then you got the Jets and Patriots, who are two rosters full of second stringers, and their seasons are over. So it's tough. It's really tough. But I will take the Saints here. And Tim, you as well?
No.
I'm
taking the Falcons.
Who are you taking? I'm sorry.
I'm taking the Dirty Birds. I'm going with Dub.
Can I hear what that sounds like, please?
Cuckoo!
That's a dirty bird if I ever heard one. Kyle, what say you?
Oh, I took the Falcons already.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's fine.
ATL. All right. 2 against 1. We'll see how that goes. Anybody want the
I'm
Titans?
already out, so.
Jacksonville against the Titans. I got to go Jacksonville.
Yeah, give me the Jags.
I think that unfortunately means the Browns will be playing the Jaguars in the first round, and I'm okay with that though.
I think the Titans they got to play harder. They
Ryan
need it.
Tannehill, Mike Vrabel's pissed. He came out the other day. They asked him about the game, and he's like, "I fucking hate losing." He goes, "When we lose, it keeps me up at night. I fucking hate it." And maybe the team goes out there for one last shot for him.
I'm gonna go with them.
All right, Tennessee for Tim.
Go out there to be the spoil maker. Go out there and beat.
How cool is that? If you're like, hey, if we win this game, this team's not going to the fucking playoffs. That's something to play for if you're the Titans, in my opinion. It never happened, but there were times where the Browns in the last game of the year were going up against like the Steelers, and it's like, hey, if the Browns win, Steelers are fucking out, and we lost 99% of those games. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's a little bit of a chance. Never happened, but it was there. Seahawks and the Cardinals. Seahawks also outside looking in, must-win situation for them. Arizona's playing decent over the last month since they got Kyler Murray back. The head coach already came out and said, take the plus 5.5 for which game?
He's probably saying the Titans take the 5.5.
Okay, I got him at 5 on ESPN.
Yeah, me too.
That's not bad then. I could see that. Titans are going to come out and play hard. Mike Vrabel's a good coach.
I'm riding with Steve.
You're taking the points?
I'm gonna take the points. I'm riding with
All
Steve.
Right. I'll give you 5.5 too, even though I got 5 on ESPN. I'll give you 5.5. Plus 5.5 for Tennessee. Seahawks.
How nice of you.
You know what? It's Christmas was just here. I'm in the giving spirit. Seahawks and Cardinals. Cardinals have been playing well of late. Cardinals got exposed. Or I'm sorry, I keep getting the team names confused. Seahawks got exposed last week against the Steelers, and the run defense is trash. Kyler Murray just got a ringing endorsement from their head coach that he is their franchise quarterback going forward. They're not moving on from him. They're at home. Last game of the year. Give me the Cardinals.
Is that a bait game?
Say again.
Is that a bait game? You took the Cardinals?
I did. They're at home. They've been playing really well. They play hard under their head coach, John Gannon.
I feel like you're baiting me to take the Seahawks here.
No, I think the Seahawks lost last week. It sucked a lot of life away from them. They need a lot of help to try to get into the playoffs. It's a must-win game. The way the Cardinals have been playing, same thing. It's a division opponent. The Cardinals know if they beat them, they knock them out of the playoffs. So it might be just a little. They went to Pittsburgh and won. They just beat the Eagles on Sunday. I feel like this Cardinals team is not half bad.
I got to take the Seahawks here. I mean, I for sure thought you were taking the Seahawks, but yeah, give me the Seahawks.
No, I just went with the home team, and they got them at let's see what Vegas has. I didn't even look.
2.5.
Yeah, Seattle 2.5. So even Vegas thinks it's going to be a pretty close game. So I'll fuck it. I'll take the Cardinals on that one. I'm kind of going with my gut.
All right.
Tim?
I was thinking the Cardinals because I was playing some Call of Duty the other day.
Thinking of Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's his bread and butter.
So, yeah.
Cardinals? All right. I like it. All right. Then we got the Bears and the Packers. Packers must win to get into the playoffs. The Bears have been playing really fucking good football lately, though. Jordan Love, Jekyll and Hyde. You never know which one you're going to get. Same thing with the Bears. The Bears sometimes look fucking great. They put up 37 the other day. Played the Browns. They looked okay. The Browns kind of contained them. In Lambeau, this one's tough. I really don't have a feel for this game.
I don't think it matters that they're in Lambeau.
Green Bay -3. That's close. I'm just going to go with the home team. I think they're the better overall roster. They have a head coach in Matt LaFleur who's been there before. Matt Eberflus is still kind of on the fence of getting fired. Justin Fields is still kind of out there just saying fuck it because he knows he's probably not going to be a Bear next year. With all that being said, with the playoffs on the line, give me the Packers. That's a tough one. Very tough.
In the sake of the bird call, I didn't choose the Packers last week, and I was going to pick the Packers last week.
That was a big one too. You and Kyle both took Minnesota. When I was going over the scores, I was like, I forgot you guys picked them.
My bad.
Yeah, you did the skull. So I'm looking through it and I'm like, oh fuck, Kyle took Minnesota. So I'm like, that's another game for me when I was going.
They what's the Packers sound like?
It's the brown cheese Tim was just making in the
I
bathroom.
was just gonna say it's whatever you did in the toilet.
That's what it sounds like.
It smells like from under cheese.
It's worse than that.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to Packers this game.
All right, Green Bay.
Give me the Bears.
There it is. Which understandable.
Bears.
Kyle's got to make himself a comeback here. Next up, Chiefs at Chargers. Chiefs have already said they're benching everybody. Patrick Mahomes is not playing. However, the Chargers are playing with Easton Stick. They have nobody playing either. They kind of stink. I'll take the Chiefs backups in this one. I think they're a better team than the current Chargers, even with Easton Stick. They can't score. They put up 3 points last week against the Broncos. They're just a bad team.
It's going to be an ugly game to watch, but give me the Chiefs.
Tomahawk chop. Next up, Broncos and the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Broncos are going again with whoever the fuck their backup is. It's not Trevor Siemian. That's the Jets. Who the fuck is their backup? Brett Ripken? No.
Did you say Cal Ripken?
I would actually watch it if it was Cal Ripken. I'd prefer that. I don't even remember who their fucking quarterback is, to be honest, at this point. The Raiders are probably going to go with Aiden O'Connell again to end the season. In Vegas, neither of these teams have anything to play for. Broncos have a better defense. Give me the Broncos.
Give me the Raiders.
All right.
The Raiders.
Tim?
This is an ugly game.
It is. This is tough. This is all backups. These are teams that have thrown in the towel. Like, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, this is ugly.
It's going to be a very big week for me, or a very shitty week for me.
But I'm going with Mr. Ed.
Going with the horses.
Nah.
All right. Next up, Eagles at Giants. I think the Eagles still have something to play for. They're still trying to get the division, so they are going to be they'll be scoreboard watching, but they'll also be taking this game very serious. Giants already announced they're going to be starting Tyrod Taylor, who played very well against this Eagles team just on Christmas a couple weeks ago. With that being said, I'll still take Philadelphia.
Yeah, give me the Eagles here too.
I think that Eagle needs to go to a vet immediately. However, I love it. Rams against the Niners. Rams already have their playoff spot locked. They've already said they're not playing anybody. The Niners claim that Debo wants to play. They're probably going to go out there and play some of their starters, except for Christian McCaffrey. Carson Wentz is getting the start for the Rams. Give me the Niners just because I don't even know who's playing for each team except for no McCaffrey and no Matt Stafford. That's all I know of. So I'll just take the Niners at home.
So Purdy might play?
He might. I think they said the other day that Deebo Samuel at least came out and was like, yeah, I want to play on this week. Because they have the bye week. So they kind of look at it as we don't want 2 weeks off because then we might be too rusty. So they're going to play maybe a little bit. So
yeah, give me the Niners here.
As of right now, Vegas has it. Oh, no, Darnold is starting. That's actually right. I forgot I read that today. So Darnold is starting, but I like Sam Darnold in San Fran over Carson Wentz, who's only been in LA for a month. So I'll take them. Even again, Vegas has it San Fran -4. So I'll take the San Francisco Niners. You too, Kyle?
Yeah, give me the Niners here.
Tim?
You know, it's always a pretty game for me.
Even though he's not playing, but I get it.
Yeah. That's just team. I kind of been rocking with them for a minute because I was a big Frank Gore fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've picked the Niners every week this year, pretty much.
Pretty much.
So if it were up to Tim, they'd be 17-0. But hey,
right.
they lost the one that matters, and that was in Cleveland.
Right.
And then Sunday evening. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is still an afternoon game. Cowboys at Commanders. Commanders already said Sam Howell's going to be starting. That team sucks. They're garbage. Give me the Cowboys. I think Dallas still has to win because they need to lock up the 2 seed. So they are a -13 favorite by Vegas. I will never touch that kind of spread, but I will take the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys here. That's 13. Jesus.
Yeah, Cowboys for me too.
And then last but not least, we have Sunday Night Football. Win or go home for the Bills, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe there's a couple weird twists that could happen for the Bills. But if they win the game, they win the division. If Miami wins, they win the AFC East and get the 2 seed.
Perfect Sunday night game.
I'm so fucking excited for this game. This is an 8:30 NBC start. It is right now Buffalo -3. I think Buffalo wins this game outright. I am taking the Bills. I think the Bills win the division. Miami, unfortunately, has a few too many injuries. Losing Bradley Chubb the other day was a huge loss. He tore his ACL. Jalen Waddle's hurt. I don't know if he's going to be playing. Pittsburgh can lose, and Buffalo gets the 7 seed. Okay, so Buffalo can still make the playoffs if Pittsburgh loses, so there's a chance. But basically, Buffalo needs to win this game.
You know, we're going balls to the wall here. Just fuck it. Give me the Dolphins. Let's see here. Let's have a big swing Sunday.
I don't have any. You didn't pick any points yet, Kyle.
I haven't because we haven't gotten to that game yet.
Okay, you're doing the Browns. Okay, I forgot about that game. That helps.
Yep.
Tim?
Oh, Bills. My bad.
Buffalo. All right.
Moo, motherfucker.
And last but not least, you have the Jeff Driscoll-led Browns and all of our backups.
Moo? Did you say moo for a bill?
He absolutely did. I loved it.
Okay.
The Jeff Driscoll-led backup Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals with Jake Browning on Sunday afternoon. I am going to, unfortunately, I hate to do it. I'm taking Cincinnati. They're going to go out there and act like it's their Super Bowl. And they're so excited for this game. Even though they have nothing to play for, their season's over. They are going to try to win this game and try to talk shit to Browns fans, even though they're facing, again, Jeff Driscoll, who we just signed a week ago. And before we get into it, I am taking the Bengals. But listening to the radio today, I text Kyle and I'm like, if you get a chance, listen to this segment. How stupid. This is why I hate listening to local radio. No bullshit. If you're familiar with 92.3 The Fan here in Cleveland, the afternoon radio show was complaining that we are benching our starters. And they said this game is not meaningless because next year, when you see the scores or the records up on a screen, 12-4 or 12-5 looks better than 11-6 is what they said. So they said the Browns should try to win to get that 12th win because it would be the most in, the last God knows however many years. Even though it doesn't change a thing, they also said Myles Garrett needs to play. Who cares about risking injury and getting healthy for the playoffs? He needs to play and get a sack or two to lock up the DPOY. Otherwise, if TJ Watt gets 2 sacks or something like that, they're probably going to give it to Watt. So Myles Garrett needs to play. Otherwise, he's not winning that award because the voters on the award, they don't pay attention to analytics. So they're just going to give it to TJ Watt. And I was in fucking disbelief that they were saying this kind of stuff on the radio, and I had to turn it off.
I noticed the afternoon show, especially Dustin Fox, when he gets on his rampage and just his little whatever tangents he goes on. It's stupid. So
he was relatively quiet. It was the other guy. It was Nick Wilson who was leading this charge.
Yeah, I just honestly,
part of me thinks he was only doing it to get the fans riled up because it worked. People were calling in, and literally the one dude said, "Nick, you're a piece of shit. You look like a GameStop manager." Like they were roasting him on the air. And it was pretty funny. I couldn't believe it that you're saying Myles Garrett's been playing hurt since like week 12. He hasn't had a sack in weeks because he's clearly not right. He played in the Rams game when he clearly shouldn't have. And they're like, no, don't take a week off. Play again in a meaningless game because you need a sack or two to get DPOY. I couldn't fucking believe it. Literally could not believe that they were saying that, and they meant it wholeheartedly.
I didn't listen to the whole thing, but what did Keith Britton say?
He was like, this game's meaningless. And they're like, it's not meaningless. It's on your schedule. What do you mean it's meaningless? And they're like, it doesn't change a thing, win or lose. Why would you risk an injury? And the guy's like, well, why do you just assume a guy's going to get hurt playing on Sunday? Why is your first thought an injury? And it's like, because that fucking happens. Let the guy rest up. And he's like, well, if he wants that award, he better get out there and play. And everyone's like, he's pretty much got it locked up. And they're like, oh, I don't know. Like I said, if TJ Watt gets 2 more sacks, he'll have like 19 and the voters are going to give it to him. And everyone's like, TJ Watt's not even the second favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. That's Micah Parsons. So that's who we should be worried about, not TJ Watt. And you could tell Nick Wilson has no idea about sports and doesn't actually watch the NFL because he didn't even mention Micah Parsons. Like he only talked about TJ Watt to try to rile up Browns fans and get people to call in. And it was pretty embarrassing if I'm being honest.
It was probably just a full troll job then, you think? I
hope, but I've listened to that show a lot and that guy sucks. I'm not a fan of him.
I didn't listen to the other morning, but I guess did Ken Carmen call in and prank 92 whatever in Pittsburgh?
I didn't hear it. I think it was Tuesday morning, maybe. I didn't listen, so I had to see it on Twitter.
I gotta go back and listen to it.
Pretended he was a random fan, and then like hit him with the Super Bowl Super Browns or something like that. It was pretty cool.
I love Ken Carmen.
I think he did it Friday morning, actually, if I'm not mistaken, because I was off work. That's why I didn't hear it.
I have to go back and listen to it. That's great.
Because he tweeted all weekend about how that he yelled so much that he lost his voice, and he's like, "But I don't care. I'm off till Tuesday, so I'll have time to rest my voice." It was pretty badass. But yeah, without further ado, I'm taking the Cleveland Browns. No points. Excuse me, my points have already been picked. So
you're taking the Bengals, or are you taking the
Bengals? I'm sorry, Bengals.
Okay, making sure. I'm taking the Browns plus the points.
Browns plus the points.
This is gonna be a big Sunday.
So you think they win outright?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I don't want to write anything wrong.
The reason why I'm choosing the Browns is because I feel like this is
because what you just did to the toilet.
Basically.
Plenty of brown.
Right. Stefanski got a lack of his coach of the year.
He is very good against teams with cats.
He loves killing the pussy.
10-1 against pussy teams. Can't take that away from him.
But it kind of makes sense. I do feel strongly about them. I think they're gonna win.
I just think just because we're on the road, and unfortunately, I watched how our backups looked against Houston and against fucking Case Keenum and Davis Mills, and they looked terrible. And those are the guys that are going to be playing this entire game on Sunday, and that scares the shit out of me. So that's why I'm like, Jake Browning has done well enough against other teams, and they've won a couple games. They've still got some decent starters. I believe we're still going to see Joe Mixon. We're still going to maybe see Jamar Chase. We're going to see T. Higgins in probably his last game ever as a Bengal. These guys are going to want to ball out one last time, and this is their last opportunity in basically a preseason game that means absolutely nothing to us. So let them have their Super Bowl that they've never won, even though Browns fans try to tell everybody that they need to support the Bengals. All right. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. There are your picks. Kyle and I have, let's see, 1 difference, 2 difference, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different picks. This is literally going to swing everything. In a 3-game lead for me, this is we have a champion or we don't. And then Tim, on the other hand, Tim and I have 1.
It doesn't matter.
2. I'm still gonna look it up. 3, 4. That's it. 4. Yeah, we do. We have 4 differences. So Tim can't beat me, but shit, Tim can't even beat Kyle unless you get your bonus point.
Right.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Tim could lose by 1. That's about the best Tim can do.
Right. That's why I said I'm worried about this punishment.
Valiant effort, Tim.
Hey, we had a great run.
It was great.
My goal, because since if you look at the score right there, I'm 163 and 97. My goal is to not have 100 losses. So I'm hoping to not lose more than 3 games this week, but it's going to happen. I mean, well, technically 3 will get me at 100. So what can you do? Would be really cool if I end with like 99. That'd be badass. I don't want 100 losses. That'd be pretty sick. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Again, this was a short show. So without further ado, I think that's like the 30th time I've said that.
Was it a short show?
Yeah, it's only 8:30.
It was a full show.
For us, it's early.
Yeah.
Usually we're ending at like 9:15. This is early.
Yeah. Facts.
We are going to get into just the tip, and I can't control you guys. So the faster you guys go, the faster we wrap the show up too.
Well, I got 2 tips.
You do.
But the first tip is the Sunday Hilarities.
Fuck yeah, 51st jokes.
51st jokes.
To ring in the new year.
It's a great way to bring in the new year. I do have a DJ gig this weekend, which I think is going to be fun as well. Kind of get back into the groove. Like I said, I took last week off, and this week is not off at all. So
hang on, I'm trying to read Steve's comment. It looks like Steve's going to be funding Talking About Balls going forward if this bet hits. He has a $1 12 pick NBA spread at 237,000, all hitting right now. Stay tuned. Good luck, Steve.
That'd be crazy.
That's a fucking lottery ticket right there, bro.
That'd be dope. But yeah, Hilarities Sunday. But also, I don't get to watch very much TV or even things on Netflix. But I did get the chance to catch the Dave Chappelle special. Since I'm bringing, I always talk about comedy. And the crazy part about it is I didn't even know he was coming out with anything recently.
I saw it on like Friday. I turned on Netflix and it says coming Sunday, Dave Chappelle. And I was like, oh shit.
I did watch it Monday.
I did too.
Which usually, like I say, that doesn't happen for me. So the fact that I got to watch it, I was excited to actually watch it just because it was such a good, I feel like that special was for the Dave Chappelle fans.
I agree.
That was the perfect special if you were a Dave Chappelle fan. Because I seen somebody put on Facebook, and they could have been trolling, said they remember when Dave Chappelle was funny. And I was just watching. I seen that. I was like, yeah, I'm not even entertaining that.
No, that's just somebody trying to get a reaction. That's all that is.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. This special was amazing. Like I said, I feel like it was for the Dave Chappelle fan. And since I'm a fan, I enjoyed it very, very much. It was dope. So catch that. And if you can, come out Sunday. Hilarity 51st jokes, man.
Check it out. And yeah, no, definitely watch the Chappelle special too. That was great. I contemplated using that as my tip for today too. So it's kind of funny that you did.
Yeah.
It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
It was amazing.
I haven't watched it yet, but they did play the trans joke he built up to with the Jim Carrey storyline on TikTok. I watched that and that was fucking hilarious. That was a great setup for that joke.
It was great.
Dude,
the whole thing.
Dave Chappelle's a fucking legend. He's one guy that I'm glad I got to see live once. It was fucking amazing. And I'll probably never get to see him again because it's so fucking expensive, but saw him once. Great.
I got to meet him once. I got to tell him about the titty sucking joke. I got to.
Hey, he lives in Ohio, so go find him.
Yeah. I'm going to earn my way to meet him.
I remember when he was doing that like summer camp shit a couple years ago during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
like the guests or the people he had come out with him there. It was like before he died, obviously it was Bob Saget was there for a bunch of them. He had like fucking Dane Cook, John Mayer, because they're like really good friends, and Jeff Ross, guys like that. Like I was like, oh my God, I wish I could be at that. Those are like fucking legends. Obviously not John Mayer, but still would have been cool to just see him doing stand-up.
Facts.
But check out that Chappelle special when you get a chance, Dave or Kyle. Dave Chappelle, Kyle. Fuck, I can't
Dave
talk.
Chappelle, Kyle Chappelle, got it.
Yeah, check it out though. I think you'll like it.
My tip's an oldie but a goodie. In the spirit of watching stuff, since I've been sick the last couple of days, I started rewatching Boardwalk Empire.
Great show.
I'm sure you've seen it. Everyone's seen it. I'm sure. At least I hope so.
I haven't.
But you haven't watched it yet?
I don't know if you would like it. It's
Maybe not.
Prohibition.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
So this is kind of based on a true story. It's got. I'll let Kyle tell. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, no,
it's excited. I love the show.
Yeah, it's basically it talks about right when Prohibition kicked in 1920, Atlantic City. It talks about the guy who plays Nucky, which is Stevie Buscemi. His character is based on a guy who was in Atlantic City back in the day. But it has Al Capone, it has Lucky Luciani, it has all these different gangsters from that era, all interacting, with each other, and the storylines are great. But if you get a chance, watch it. It's a good watch, and it's hard to take him as a serious actor. But at first, it was for me. But he's so good in this movie, in this show, that it's 5 seasons, I think. It's on HBO Max. You get a chance. Tune in. You'd like it, I think.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely will when I get the chance. If I ever sit down long enough.
That's one that after I finished, when I had COVID and I binge watched Deadwood right after, I was like, I think I'm going to restart Boardwalk Empire. I didn't do it, but it's on my list of shows to rewatch. Like, that is how good it is. And like Kyle said, it's got fucking historic people from like actual that era, like Al Capone, like you said, Lucky Luciano. There's a bunch of other ones. I can't even think of them off the top of my head.
Yeah, I forget the
guy, the fucking
Ross,
Jewish guy.
Rothstein.
Arnold Rothstein, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who rigged the World Series. It talks about that in the show too. Yeah,
like it's all pretty historically accurate. I think Mark Wahlberg was a producer on that show, which is always cool. The cast is great. Michael Shannon's character is fucking awesome. Really good cast, really good show.
What a depth of character for him, by the way, man.
He's such
really,
a good actor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. My tip this week is another show that you could find on HBO Max. Also, just came out a few months ago. I don't care for the main actor, truthfully. I've been very vocal about my not being a fan of Sebastian Maniscalco, but there is a show that just came out on HBO Max called Bookie, where it's basically a joke about, not a joke, I won't say that, but it's basically now that there's apps everywhere and you can gamble wherever, he's an old school bookie still trying to do it, the old school gangster way. And that's his partner there. And his partner was an ex-NFL player who now is just helping him run his book. And it's just them collecting money, getting into some mischief. There's some shit that happens in the show where you're kind of like, all right, that would never happen. Like, that's a little outrageous, but it's meant to be that way. It's just meant to be funny and not taken too seriously. I think each episode's only like a half hour also, which is cool. They didn't overdo it. But overall, it was pretty funny. If you like sports, if you like gambling, that's definitely a show to check out. It's funny. Worth a watch. Again, I think it was like 7 episodes only for the first season, and they're only 25 minutes long, give or take. So it's a really quick watch. They were coming out weekly.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy series. They were coming out every week, so I had to wait and finish the whole series together. It's like it was made by the guy who created 2.5 Men, Chuck Lorre, I think his name is. And it's got Charlie Sheen's in a couple episodes. Like, it's got a good cast. It's got some good people in it. It takes place in like Los Angeles, where they're just running around trying to collect their money from a bunch of deadbeats.
30-minute episodes or hour episodes?
Just like 28 minutes, give or take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right,
really
cool.
quick watch. And again, there's a couple parts where you're like, all right, that's a little ridiculous, but a lot of funny parts as well. I just don't care for Sebastian Maniscalco's, like, the way he overdoes the Italian accent. For me, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. But other than that, it's good. It's definitely worth watching. So check that one out on HBO Max. Bookie.
Awesome.
That's it for me.
Well, kids, I'm going to go back to bed.
Yeah, we are going to say goodbye to Kyle, because when the stream ends, Kyle ends for the show.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
He might end in life the way he.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm not trying to Nick Gilbert him.
Oh.
But yeah, Kyle's sick as fuck. He's going to rest up, get better, hopefully, and we'll go from there.
We got to do another buzzball next week, because the Browns are going to win this Sunday. So
I hope we're doing a buzzball on next week's episode. I'm just going in with, again, how we looked, our backups against Houston. I'm not holding my breath against a much better Cincinnati team.
Do we have a rule of playoffs? Do we bring in the bigger buzzballs?
I don't know if we're checking the big.
Or do we do
one of those giant buzzballs?
Or do we do 2 buzzballs for every playoff win?
Well, that's not a bad idea. You know what? I don't want to break tradition. What we're doing is working. I don't like fucking with things. I am a very superstitious person, so I am cool with one. After the
Browns
Super Bowl,
win the Super Bowl, we chug the big one.
After the Super Bowl, we can chug multiple big ones. I plan on buying fucking.
That's what she said.
I'm gonna come in here with the ski mask, like I just won it myself.
Not you skiing.
I'm gonna be pouring fucking champagne and buzzballs all over me in the studio. Sorry, Dave, in advance, but it just gotta happen. But no, I'm a creature of habit. I'm a creature of tradition and superstition. So I don't want to fuck it up and be like, yep, I bought 2 buzzballs for this weekend after we win, and then we'll lose first round, because that's something that I would feel like I did that, even though I know I had nothing to do with it. So 1 buzzball, sticking with the 1.
Fair enough.
All right, everybody. We will talk to you again next week, where we actually get to discuss who our playoff opponent is going to be. I'm so fucking excited for that. Knowing that it's locked in, it's not just a pipe dream. This weekend, all of our backups just get healthy, or stay healthy, I should say, because we might need you in the playoffs. And that was another thing too. I was listening, and really quickly, a little tidbit here, the afternoon show again, to show you how stupid they are. And it makes me wonder if it's a bit when Kevin Stefanski today announced that we're starting Jeff Driscoll, those guys go on there and go, oh man, I feel bad for the way they treat PJ Walker. That poor guy can't get a break. He got benched for DTR. Now he's getting benched for Jeff Driscoll. Did they not realize they're not starting PJ Walker because we don't want what happened to San Francisco last year? If, God forbid, Joe Flacco gets hurt, we don't want to have to turn to Jeff Driscoll. We want PJ Walker in the game. So they're not playing PJ Walker to ensure PJ Walker's healthy for the playoffs. Those idiots didn't understand that, and they think PJ Walker got benched, and they're like, why even have this guy on the roster? Why would they do that? They're so fucking stupid. I couldn't believe it.
Can we clip these parts of the show and send it over to those two in the afternoon? That'd be great.
I really thought about it, but then I'm weird and I play scenarios in my head from start to finish. And in my head, I swear to God, this is hand to God. I was taking out the garbage today and I thought about that. I thought maybe I should just start fucking roasting these 92.3 guys and sending them the clips on like Twitter and stuff. But then I was like, no, because then they'll just talk shit about us on their platform because they have a bigger audience, even though they didn't earn it. Their platform is there from other people. Like Nick Wilson has listeners because 92.3 got built up by other people. So he would basically give himself that credit of like, oh, I'm on a show talking to thousands of people. You're doing I just, in my head, I thought of that. And I was like, no, because then I want to kill him. So
why when we get good publicity?
It's very true. Then maybe we get some listeners.
Yeah.
Although I just don't want to start a feud with Nick Wilson because I really just the sight of his face really infuriates me. So
you just don't want to see him.
I don't ever want to see him, and I don't ever want to hear him say my name because I think it would just piss me off. So, but no, I hate those guys, and their show sucks, and I can't listen to 92.3 that much. Only Ken Carmen. All right, everybody, go Browns, stay healthy, and then next week we're talking playoffs, motherfuckers. Kyle, rest up. We'll see you. Get better.
Thanks, guys.
Feel better, man.
Cleveland. That was for you.